I think we were leading parallel lives, because I was doing a lot of sort of gang warfare stuff on the
Yeah,
streets and started to see, and I think you're saying the same thing, and perhaps we can expand on it,
of
is
course.
that, if all you do is rely on mediation, then you're waiting for stuff to have happened. The traditional mediation model is still just a reaction or a response to an incident or a set of circumstances. And I started to see, and what I'm hearing you did, is that there's more that has to be done so you don't get there in the first place. Or if you do get there, it's part of a bigger journey.
Massive. I mean, it kind of goes back to the nature nurture argument, and I still believe it does. Is it the nature of people to engage in destructive, harmful conflict, or is it a nurturing environment in our workplaces through the system which invokes and engenders destructive and harmful conflict? I'm absolutely on the side of the latter. People do not come to work to be a bad person. People do not come to work to do a bad job. People fall into these systems which in themselves are reactive, destructive, corrosive, blame oriented, retributive, adversarial, confrontational. And it's those systems that we experience in our workplace. I think similar in our communities, but in our workplaces in particular, we experience these systems and then they become the script that then drives the behaviors. So I'm firmly of the view that if we want to change the behaviors in the workplace, we need to change the script. And the script are the systems and processes that have been developed. And I found it both an exciting and enjoyable aspect, but a deeply frustrating element to my career. And it's only really latterly that I felt organizations are starting to wake up and recognize the importance of justice and fairness and inclusion and empathy. I think they've been given lip service up to this point. I feel some organizations have really embraced it, but I see organizations maintaining systems which are divisive and destructive, even though the evidence is stacking up that there are better ways for resolving issues. And one starts to question why? Why would you prefer to have a system and a process which is harmful? Why don't you invest in your managers to give them the skills to resolve issues constructively? Why do you have grievance procedures which are binary and retributive and adversarial and confrontational? And the corollary there is, who's benefited from this? Who benefits from having a workforce which is under stress and duress and struggling and finding it hard to gain meaning and purpose through systems which are designed? And I'm very much in the view now of who benefits and why do they benefit? And how do we find new ways of showing to leaders and managers and people professionals that you benefit more significantly by reducing those processes and the rules-based system which cause so much harm and trauma? You also benefit as an organization. And that's where my career is at the moment, is shining on a light on the significant benefits that organizations experience when they start to move from grievance and disciplinary to resolution processes, when HR transforms to a people and culture function, when leaders adopt the integrative leadership principles of inclusive leadership and transformational leadership and servant leadership. And these are no longer soft, naive ideals from some person who's wearing rose-tinted glasses. These have a direct, clear impact on the bottom line benefits of the organization, attracting the top talent, retaining your top talent, creating an engaged, a healthy, a happy, a productive workforce. And surely that has to be good for the business, as well as being good for our people. And as we know in mediation parlance, it's a win-win outcome. And surely that has to be better than the systems that we've seen employed. So I felt like I was the corporate band-aid. I did not like that feeling. When I realized I was being brought in to plaster over, I realized that was not why I came into this profession. Yeah. So that's the direction of travel we're moving in now.